I started here at TV21 in the school year of 06-07. That was my first year teaching TV production and broadcast journalism. I had 4 classes at the time. I had 2 junior classes and 2 senior classes. Prior to that, I was working in the studio for the Toms River Regional Schools as a tech. At that time in 06-07, the teacher who was teaching the class decided she would head back to High School South and continue to teach English instead of TV production. So at that time, I went alternate school or alternate route and got my teaching degree.
No. You can tell me. You don't have to clear it. Just set a new one.
I didn't clear it.
Just set a new one and it'll go there.
I started?
Yeah, set a new one.
Full day for me is I come in about 7 o'clock. I make sure the show is written. We do it every day, so I have to pull the script apart. I like to leave some of the evergreen stuff in there, just, it fills time. So I'll pull out all the old stuff, and I will go on our CNN news source feed. I will look for packages that we'd like to run during our show, as well as packages that are produced by our students. And then I will fill the script with those, print the script for my seniors who come in first period. They will then mark the script, turn the studio on, load all the packages into the VTR, and get the show ready to go for them for fourth period. And then once we come in fourth period, the seniors sit down at a piece of equipment, whatever it is they choose to do for the day, and then they produce the show. It's a tape show at this time, but as the year goes on, we then go to a live show, which these students get the opportunity to work different equipment every day and be proficient in that equipment during a live show.
Everybody, we're going to mix the camera 3.
Appreciate the fact that we're there in their neighborhood and we're looking out for them and, they're proper.
2, 1, mix, Mike and Keelan.
I am not only a senior broadcasting class student, but I'm also a CAP student, which is the Community Action Program. So in the mornings, me and 2 other kids, we mark the script that the teacher has written. Sometimes we edit the scripts, and then we construct the timeline for the show. We put all the packages in, we download the packages that we're going to use for the day. And in my senior broadcasting class, we do the weekly news show 3 times a week, and generally I'm usually in the control room.
TV21 is a really good playground for them. We have a full studio, 3 cameras in the studio, with a full production control room. It's more than a lot of the colleges that the kids may go to. So they get a really good experience in or exposure to, we try to keep the equipment as close to state of the art as we can. Our staff still has background in actual broadcast TV, so we have that experience. We know what it takes to do a live show and put it on the air, so we kind of have that experience to pass down to the kids, and then they learn.
We're going to mix the camera 2, and we're also going to roll safe.
Turn her to 2.
Turn her to 2.
You just say inaccurate.
Mix the 2.
Mix it 2.
We are learning how to use programs like Final Cut. We're learning on the computers how to use them, and the control room in like a television news studio, and being in the actual studio, working with the cameras and working with different people. It's really beneficial to the whole field.
The difference between the 2 classes are the junior class is more of an intro class. We start the year learning about the history, and we do our book work, and we learn different shot composition. And then from there, we move on to shooting different interviews with each other, and then our next project would be a teacher profile. We pick a teacher, they go out, they interview them, they shoot B-roll of them in the classroom, intros and wraps. From there, they do PSAs, move on to game shows or a talk show. And then towards the end of the year, they then do a bi-weekly or a monthly show in the studio. For the seniors, it is all hands-on from day one. They're shooting a show 5 days a week. If you are not in the studio that week, you're then in the classroom shooting packages, editing packages. And the week you're in the studio, you get a piece of equipment, you either anchor or work any of the equipment in the studio, and you do that for the week.
Okay, the next thing is the VO, so it's mix the 3, cue her, she's going to read, roll 6, take 6.
The program here in Toms River is absolutely excellent. We are very fortunate because we have such great equipment, and not only do we have great equipment, but we have great teachers here helping us. Mr. Austin and Mr. Phillips teach you everything from the bottom up, and by the end of your junior year, you could basically go to college and know what you're doing. It's a great program.
Some of the opportunities that are given to my students, we have entered a bunch of contests. We were in the Ocean County Film Festival 2 years ago. We're going to do more contests this year. We entered the Katy Perry contest this year. 2 years ago, we did 2 lip dubs, which were about 10-minute music videos, where you lip dub songs. We did 3 songs each, and the second one of the installments, we had roughly 375 to 400 students in it that we shot after school. And then 2 years before that, we had the opportunity to be in a contest for the Hurley Clothing Company. It was called Walk the Walk. We had to produce 3 videos that were judged by Hurley. And then at the end of those 3 videos, the 5 winners from across the country got the opportunity to travel to California to produce a runway show during the U.S. Open of Surf. And 2 years in a row, I got the chance to take between 8 and 12 students to California for 4 days, all expenses paid by Hurley. And that was a great opportunity for them to have the chance to do that.
Some kids take the class because they have a general interest, but they're not sure if they want to do that for a career or if they just think it's cool to be on TV. There's some of that goes on. But I think what happens is they understand that whether you go into video production or just the importance of public speaking. I mean, you have to get in front of the camera. Everybody who takes the course, whether they want to or not, we at least one time a year we make them anchor the news show. Besides that, they get management skills from just trying to get a crew together and showing them how to direct them to make a final project.
What made me want to do take TV21 as a class, when I was younger, I liked to make little movies with my friends and things like that, and so I figured it would be cool for me to learn the TV side of it. I definitely want to be behind the camera when I go into TV. I love just producing and editing everything that goes into a daily news show. I think that's awesome.
So your first net sound break east. It should be fairly tight, like it should be close to where he stops talking. So we'll just squish that down a little bit.
I'd like to say that TV21 is a big influence. One of the things that myself and Mr. Phillips wanted to do when I had the opportunity to take over the class was to make it all-encompassing for a lot of students to be interested in it and give them the opportunity to do a lot of different things. And I'd like to say over my tenure here, we've had the chance to get a lot of different students in, and some of those students hooked onto it as a career choice, and other ones kind of went away from it. They weren't really interested afterwards. But I think it is an influence. I think they see the TV as something that shouldn't be something that's scary or pull your hair out. It's something that should be fun and should have a good time. And there are constraints to it, and there are tough times, and there are deadlines and things like that. But it is something that is a great opportunity and can be a lot of fun if you do go into the field.
Yes, TV21 has influenced me in picking a major as communications in college because I love it here and I love doing what I do with these students, and I know that I just want to continue it in college. There's so
many favorite parts of TV21. There's not a day that I come in and I go, oh, I got to go teach. I think that the students that I get and the opportunities that I get to work with a wide variety of students, I wouldn't pass it up for anything. I have a blast every day. We make TV every day, so it's a lot of fun.
This is kind of general, but I guess my favorite part about TV21 is the bond that I've formed with these people, because you spend so much time with them and you're learning with them and everyone's really supportive of you, and it's just a great feeling to know that you're all there for each other, to help each other in this.